Welcome back to London Live News. Now, London-born singers Shaka and Terry Walker are among the stars featured in a film about the roots of soul, R&B, hip-hop and grime. Homelands was shot in 6 countries and explores the links between cultural heritage and music. Well, it's being shown on London Live this afternoon, and its producer Ray Paul joins me now. Fascinating idea for a documentary, but what was the starting point for this?
Well, the starting point really was between myself and arts development company based in Birmingham called Punch Records, who wanted to really trace the influence of the countries of artists in the UK who were born here and brought up here, but the countries that their parents came from, and the influence that had not only on them as people, but on their music as well.
So you follow 4 artists in this. How did you go about choosing them?
We weren't looking for necessarily just the biggest names. What we were looking for were people with interesting stories. So Terry, for example, although she was born in the UK, she was brought up in Germany. Her parentage is from Jamaica. So it was seeing the sort of connections that we could find between the artists and really interesting stories. So Terry found that when she went to Jamaica, a lot of her musicality sort of naturally came from there, and she feels like, you know, it's something that was actually in her without actually her trying to make a big point of, I'm a Jamaican, you know.
Well, let's see a little flavour of that. I think we can see Terry now in the film.
That's what left off Bob's first motor vehicle. What? Right here, yeah. Can you still go? I've got to go in there. I feel him here. I don't know. Well, go on, everybody, all right? It's crazy, this one little court, isn't it? It's just nuts to think. And that took over the whole world. Yeah. The whole world. This little place right here. There's a lot in it. Amazing.
And travelling to all these amazing places, how much of a revelation was it for them, as it was for you as well, I suppose, behind the camera?
Well, one of the great things about what we tried to produce was made it very natural. So none of it was sort of crafted beforehand. It was that journey you see on film is actually what they went through, and that clip just there was Terry going to Trenchtown, which is where Bob Marley sort of grew up, and a lot of musicality comes from the other famous singers like Alton Ellis, who used to be based in the UK. So for her, a lot of singer-songwriters came from that area, and it showed her just the sort of musicality of that area, and it was amazing to kind of see their journey through their eyes.
And this is all about their influences, as you said, and tracing them. But how much of an impact do you think it will have on them going forward and their future projects?
Well, fortunately, we've managed to speak to and keep in contact with all of the artists since, and they've all said that it has had an impact in terms of the way they think about music, the way they create music, and also the way they represent their culture. So.
And I should say that doing this, you got to go to, as well as the Caribbean, you got to go to Africa, South America, lots of insane destinations. Did this feel much like work?
It was very much like work, yeah. There were very short turnaround times in terms of us being on the islands or in the different countries, but if you enjoy your work, it's never hard work.
And where was the most, for you, surprising place that you visited?
I think the most surprising for all of us was Suriname, who went with the producer Distortion, because we didn't know very much about the country beforehand, but we all fell in love with it, and not only Distortion, but his family really embraced us and opened up to us, and we had a great time there.
And this documentary has been around the festival circuit, but is there room to perhaps do a sequel, find more artists?
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we can kind of explore different stories as well, and try to, you know, cast the net a bit wider.
Well, best of luck with that. I can't wait to see where you go with this. And if anyone would like to see Homelands, it is airing on London Live this afternoon at 1:45.